Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 2 of this podcast interview. So, my second guest here is Barefoot Electric.
Hello. It's just me. It's just Barefoot Electric. Nice to hang out.
Hell yeah. Let's just get to the questions, shall we? What is your favorite memory from streaming or IRL?
That's kind of hard. So probably my favorite IRL one would have to be when I visited Sweden. That was probably the most beautiful place I've ever been. It was like being almost in a fairy tale, but everyone was so nice and everything was so clean and the sea was frozen and we could go out on the sea and touch the sign, and it was literally just like you could just walk out your backyard through the trees and there was the frozen lake. It was literally like being like living in Frozen. But I think that's probably one of my favorite memories. I want to go back there someday. And then probably my favorite streaming memory is probably when I decided to have my first like subathon, donathon kind of thing, and Speedy donated like 2 to 3 times in an hour and blue screened my computer.
Damn.
He then bought me RAM for Christmas, so my computer wouldn't blue screen anymore.
I didn't know that would happen, just donating and making it blue screen.
Yeah, he donated so much, and it like I think I had tits on and everything, and it was just so much at once, and my OBS had gotten like clogged with a bunch of different sources because the holidays, like, it happens and you need to delete them so that it reduces the load on your computer, and it just literally was just too much, and my computer just blue screen. And I was like, what? It felt bad. Midnight was in the call too, so he was just talking to himself. But yeah, those are my favorite.
Is there someone that you always wanted to collab with?
I have 2. So the first one would be Zen, and not in like a mod thing, just as like friends. Just cause she's cool, she's funny, she's a good friend. We bounce off each other pretty well. And then the other person is Mousy. I look up to her a lot. I think I'm gonna say she's a really good person because she is a really good person, but I can also like hear her in my head like, no! So, but yeah, she's really sweet and chaotic, and I am comfy chaos, so I definitely vibe with that very well. But I just think she would be so much fun, and I'd really love to do something with her one day.
Yeah. One day. I know you will, one day.
I also want to buy her own bubble and like roll it to Disneyland.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
It's just me rolling this giant hamster ball around Disney World for her.
There might be like some people don't know this, but you are that person that always takes pictures of Zen, like in like almost every stream before you became a VTuber. What made you want to like take pictures of Zen during that time?
So it wasn't anything like crazy. I guess, when I first got into it, I just noticed on my phone that when I made it full screen, I was like, this is picture perfect. She looks like really good here. This looks really cute. I can edit this. This would look like really great. And I've been wanting to get back into art and editing like I used to do. But I didn't really have that push, so I just started taking a couple screenshots just as kind of like a hobby thing for me to do, and I wasn't super confident in them. And I was really new to the community and really shy, and so then I decided to post them in Zen memes and pics, and they just took off. And that kind of became my nightly ritual when I was working the night shift. It was always very quiet and lonely because you're the only one there. And so that was kind of like my way to pass the time, as I would take all those pictures during the day, and then at night when I was at work I'd edit them, and it was fun. It was fun for me. I miss it sometimes. But like 23,000 photos on my phone are still of Zen, and I should probably go through those.
Yeah, you probably should. Yeah, it's like the same to me. Like, for Nags, I was just doing like memes of him, like during that time. So it was sort of my ritual thing as well. Like every week, a Nags meme video. Then During 2019, I saw a tweet from Zen looking for an editor. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Maybe just show her some of the next memes videos that included her in it to see what happens. And look at me right now. I became an editor for her. So I guess making memes of her and Next, you get a job.
See, people in high school and our parents, they told us memes would never amount to anything. They were wrong. Yeah. I guess, you know, the point that you figured it out that it was 2019.
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it, when I first saw Zen stream, it was literally right after my birthday. It was literally like 2 days after my birthday. And I had been laid off from my job, and it was the first time I'd ever been laid off, and I'd been laid off because of COVID, so I was just sitting at home doing nothing. So I guess it kind of gave me, without sounding too cheesy, I guess Zen streams and taking the photos kind of gave me purpose a little bit for a little while until I got a job back with my company a couple months later, and it just kind of became a passion after that, I guess.
Yeah, same here. Because after I was graduating college, I was just looking for jobs everywhere. I was doing interviews and I couldn't get one. So
they're so hard.
Yeah, it is. Especially in Cali, it's so hard to find a job.
It's like everybody has a job and everybody doesn't. It's like, how do you find these jobs but nobody has a job? It's weird.
Like, how did you find Zen?
Okay. So I have it's kind of a long story, but I don't know if you've ever heard of the show Once Upon a Time. It was that ABC family drama.
Yeah, I think I heard of it before.
Yeah, so I've always loved fairy tales and anything Disney related. I've always been that kid. And so when that show came out, I was like, oh, this looks really good. I ended up binge watching it with my mom. I went to a couple of cons to meet some people. And that's how I met, it was through how much like I liked that show that I met two of my friends, Mo and Emma. And then Emma's the one who lives in Sweden. And then Mo lives in America. And we kind of just somehow bonded in like a massive group chat we all got thrown in that none of us wanted to be in. But we ended up bonding and then hanging out outside of that. And then they introduced me to someone named Robin who watched VTubers and was also in like to watch a lot of stuff from Once Upon a Time. And I remember being in voice calls and she used to talk about dragon fruit. And I was like, what is dragon fruit? Like, what the hell? And she would just be talking about how fruit was like the dad and Zen was the mom. And I'm like, who the hell are these people? And she starts talking about the ship and why everybody ships them together and how fruit's so sweet. And then she actually linked a video one day. This was right after I got laid off. It was actually the day of her 3D dragon model debut. And we were all sitting in the VC just chatting about random stuff, and Robin was watching it, and she starts laughing, and I was like, what are you laughing at? And she said, I'm watching this video of this girl who claims that Zen is her parent, and I'm watching her like spin the wheel. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So I click it and I'm watching it and I'm like, I have no idea what this chaos is going on. And so Robin's like, oh yeah, here, and she links me Zen's stream, and I clicked it, and that's how I found Zen. And then I've just been watching ever since.
Yeah, how I found Zen, it was actually through Nags during his VR chat videos.
I literally had no idea what a VTuber was. My friend Emma at the time was a streamer, and I'd streamed several times with her, but like IRL. But I'd been doxxed like twice, and so I kind of stopped streaming. So I didn't even know VTubers existed. So when I saw Zen like VTubing, I was like, are you telling me that I can stream and people don't have to see my face or know where I live? And I think when I came in, one of the first things someone did was tell her, like, call her Papega or something like that. And I was like, what the hell is Papega? I didn't know any Twitch lingo. I didn't know anything. And I just stayed up to that.
And now you're here.
And now I'm here. So I guess Disney leads to all good things, including Zendaya. No copyright.
Yeah, no copyright
No
here.
copyright here, though.
If you could travel anywhere, where would you go?
Anywhere, like, not barring any limitations, money is not an object kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'd probably do, like, a tour of Europe and Japan. I really want to go to Japan, but I also really want to go back to Europe. I want to go back to Sweden. I want to see Italy. I want to see France. I want to go back to the UK. But I really do want to go to like Italy, and I really want to go to Japan. So I think if I could ever do like a backpacking tour, but I'm not the kind of person who could just go somewhere and be like, oh yeah, I'll figure out where I stay. Like, I have to plan that shit out. Like, no, I'm staying in this hotel. But yeah, probably Japan and Europe. I'd like to go to other planets, but I have a terrible fear of being ejected out into space and being unable to breathe. So, which is funny that I'm a space VTuber, but it's fine. I don't breathe your human air, but you know, whatever.
Yeah, same here. I would like to visit Japan.
Yeah, I have an uncle who is a very, very successful tax lawyer, and he married a woman who is also a very successful lawyer, but she's from Japan, and her parents lived there, and they had a pretty beautiful little girl, and they spend 6 months in America and 6 months in Japan, but when she hit 10, they fully moved on over to Japan, and I'm like, take me with you. Take me with you, please. One day I'll get over there when it doesn't cost $3,000 round trip.
Yeah, one day.
I'll throw you in my backpack. Can you fold up? How tall are you?
I'm like 5'9" from what I measured last time.
Okay, I'm 5'7". If I get my big suitcase, I'll just put some padding in there, and we'll just let you curl up, and I'll zip you up in my suitcase and bring you with me.
If there was a game series you want to complete from memory and relive the moments like it was a brand new series.
Kingdom Hearts!
What? How did I know it's gonna be Kingdom Hearts? How did I know that?
But I wonder if I experienced it, would I want to do it like in like release order or chronological order? You know, because they're different.
Yeah.
But definitely Kingdom Hearts. If I could relive the magic of Kingdom Hearts 2 over again as if it was brand new, I would do it. It was my favorite game, like ever. The favorite game, Kingdom Hearts 2, hands down.
Yeah. The combat is so fucking good.
It is, and they balanced it so well, and the story's not too long and it's not too short, and it's just like, it makes sense. There's so much stuff in the storyline that's brought into focus that makes the story actually make sense in the second one. And there wasn't a lot of stuff like in the first one where like, oh, let's leave the first world where you did 2 things and go like 12 worlds down to do something, and then oh, you got this one thing, so now you need to go back to that very first world. You know, like they didn't really have like a whole lot of that in the second one either. And the worlds were just so much, like they were so much prettier and like interesting. Like the Tron world blows me out of the water that somebody thought to make.
If only Zen would just at least go to the pumpkin world at least.
I know. I literally asked her. I said, I wish I could beat the game for you until Halloween Town, but can like you just play to Halloween Town? Or I'll replay the game and I'll go to Halloween Town and I'll record it for you. Just please. One day.
One day.
Maybe we
Copage.
Right, copium. Maybe we can get a petition. I'm gonna write gun run. Gun run! Please make her finish this game.
Just go type into gun run. Hey, gun run!
Make her finish this game!
I mean, I could actually message gun run about that, but you know, he's a busy guy and all.
Oh, wait, I got it. I'll tell her that's what all I want for a wedding present.
Oh. well, shit then. She has to then.
She's gonna kick my ass.
If you had to tell your past self something, knowing what you know now, what would you tell them?
When you feel like something's wrong or isn't quite right, don't push it down. Speak up about it. Because it would be better to speak up about it and have to apologize later than keep it quiet and suffer in silence. But that's like for everything. That's for streaming, that's for mental health, that's for physical health, that's for, you know, friendships and everything. Like, just if something doesn't feel right, that's okay, but speak up now, don't wait.
Yeah, that is true. From your name, how many memes have you gotten from it?
Oh my gosh. There's a tier 3 emote in my server, and I think I may have removed it at this point, but it's Pog Foot, and it's literally the Pog face with a foot coming out of it.
Yeah, I was about to mention that.
That was the first one I think I ever got, and someone commissioned that. So I can't not use it because it's art, but I mean, like, I mean it tier 3 so no one else can. Honestly, not that many. Like, there's been a couple of jokes and things like that. People will give subs to feet. The biggest meme ever was the one that Blizzard like, without knowing, played upon me. You know how when you sign up and you get your Battle.net ID?
Yeah.
So my friend signed up and they got Mother. So I changed mine to Father because wouldn't it be funny if you got your butt kicked by your mom and dad? But my original pre-assigned Battle.net ID, they knew nothing about me, was Deadly Feet. It was literally the name it assigned me. And I was like, okay, universe, got it. It's a feet meme, got it. But that's probably the worst one. Other than that, I think people know that I don't actually like feet. Of course, now there's a new meme that the only reason why I got modded for Zen is because she likes feet.
Yeah, I was gonna say, maybe that's why you got modded, because Zen likes feet. And she can't deny it, because yesterday I got a notification from Twitch, and that said, get free feet pics. That was on her. She set it up, so she can't deny that.
I mean, she does like showing off new, like, feet attachments on her stream, so...
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, she likes feet. She can't deny it.
Yeah, you heard that, Zen. You heard that.
We know you like feet. I even mentioned that on her stream the other day. I was like, so you like feet, right? And that's why I'm a mod. And she just said, shut up. And so I was like, that's not a no.
That means yes.
That's not a
language.
No.
that means a yes on her language. Shut
Absolutely.
up means a yes.
Exactly. So that's it.
If you were able to give anyone advice for becoming a VTuber when streaming, what would it be?
Never stream for anybody in the audience. I know that sounds harsh, but if you're gonna spend all your time worrying whether you have 3 viewers or 30 viewers or 300 viewers, you're gonna be miserable. Stream because you want to, stream because it makes you feel good, because it makes you relax, because it's something you really love doing, and you'll find those people who see that and they stick around. But if you stream for other people, it's not going to be rewarding, it's not going to feel worth it, because it is a lot of work, and it's a lot of time, and it's a lot of effort, and especially when you first start out and working a full-time job, it's a labor of love, honestly. So stream for you. Let it be something that's for you. Your time. Don't stream for the people in the audience.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I saw from Zen 2019. She had, like, I believe around 80 viewers, and she had a full-time job during that time.
Yeah.
So that advice is pretty good.
Thanks. I try.
I noticed that you've been kidnapping people since a certain toaster started doing that. Did she actually influence you to do that?
Yes, Zen has influenced me with bad behaviors. She's got a secret kidnapping cult. No. But yes, no, absolutely. I remember when she started doing it, literally, I was sitting in a call with Midnight, and he was like, honestly, why don't we do this? So I guess maybe he influenced her. Like, she influenced him first.
Oh, it was midnight that started.
It was midnight. And then I started making the calls. And also, 9 times out of 10, when he says that I've kidnapped him, we have discussed it previously. You know, it's not really kidnapping. And also, it's not really kidnapping if you willingly go. Is it? I'm just saying.
Maybe not.
I'm just saying. But, you know, when that time that Zen called Giga and she was, like, in her bathroom. Yeah, that was kidnapping.
Yeah. That is kidnapping.
That was kidnapping.
Have you gotten a weird DM that was stuck in your mind?
I've had a couple. There was one where somebody DM'd me for feet pics. That one, yeah. I did have one where someone DM'd me and asked if they could be my sugar daddy. That one was interesting.
What?
Yeah, they were like, hey, if you drop that bank account. And I was like, no. But I think they're not really weird, but it's just, there's one that I've gotten this one several times from several people. And it happens a lot, and I don't want people like who send me this to feel weird about it, but it's just kind of like one of those things where it's like, why did you feel the need to DM me? Like, if you really wanted to do this, why didn't you just do it? But I keep getting people DMing me asking me if it's okay for them to commission NSFW art of me and Zen, and I'm like, my answer's always just, you do you, man. That's always my answer. Like, I'm just like, even if I told you no, you're gonna do it anyway. So you do you, man.
Yeah, I know that you've been getting addicted to Apex lately. What made you wanted to get into Apex?
Probably because Zen said I was shit at video games. That's probably the biggest reason. In one of the last Crab Game collabs, she zoomed in on me in Crab Game where someone had run by and pushed me, and I randomly clipped through the map pieces and was stuck. And she said that I was one of the worst. I was like the worst at video games, like the worst at video games, but I was a good moderator, so it's fine.
Uh-huh.
And I called her out on her shit. So I started trying to practice on Apex, and then I went into Evil Toaster's chat and I said, Zen said I'm shit at Apex. Can you help me like prove her wrong? And he was like, absolutely. So yeah, and then I just kind of wanted to be able to have a really good move and basically like be like, ha! Rude! But I kind of have gotten, she finally did acknowledge the other day when I was doing some Apex that I was gaming on some of my clips, and then we played Goose Goose Duck, and I heard her in the proximity chat like, Barefoot, are you with us? And I immediately murdered her and kept going. So yeah, Zen challenging me that I'm shitty at video games. It's all your fault, Zen.
Yeah, it's all your fault, Zen. Yeah, during stream, I think I said like, oh hey Zen, I could beat Doom Eternal in the hardest difficulty, and then she challenged me to do that, and I proved her wrong. I'm already beating it.
Wait, is she secretly making us better?
Maybe, I'm not sure. But if only Zen could finish Donkey Kong Country. If only Zen. If only you could finish that, then you could prove chat maybe you're good at games. Maybe.
I bought her a game yesterday. And it was like first person shooter like simulator, and it was like showing off, but it actually looks kind of interesting, and it was like showing off your free FPS skills and stuff and your reaction time. And I was like, here you go, Zen, it's $3. And I was trying to be supportive, and I was like, hey, maybe you can finally show chat, you know, that your skills so they'll shut up. And she was like, I've done this tons of times, they don't accept it. And I'm like, then that's because you have like one good shot in a video game, not like the whole game.
Yeah, just that clip. That's all you got, just that clip.
Yeah, and some of them clips we've had to dig for them.
Like, bruh.
Like, remember that one where she wanted the shot with the 30-30 repeater in Apex, and like you, me, Scorp, and like 2 other people spent 2 hours combing her VOD for it?
Like, come on. Just for that clip?
And then I clipped it and sent it to her, and then she went back to that point in the stream and clipped it herself.
No, oh my fucking god.
I was like, you
serious?
just used my timestamp to go back and clip it! What?
Oh god.
I noticed too, I was so mad. I was like, I cannot believe.
That's typical Zen right there.
It's like, I cannot believe.
If she asks, go give me that clip, and then later on, oh Zen, I'll just find it myself then.
I literally gave her the timestamp. I was like, bruh.
Fucking Zen.
She's something.
Yep. Let me change up the segment real quick. I have some tweets of yours, so let's check them out. Let's talk about this tweet right here. Your tweet says, why did I have a dream I had to house it for Zen? But because I was trying to respect her wish for anonymity, I walked around refusing to look at her the whole time. Someone broke her window and she hit me with her tail. I stared at the ceiling while she drove away in a Mario Kart. What was that? What was that dream about?
I literally had a dream that she needed me to house sit for her while she went away for the weekend. But I was like trying to be respectful of the fact that, you know, she doesn't want people to know what she looks like. So in my dream, I walked around with my hands like up so like I could only see like a couple of feet in front of me. But then she like wouldn't leave, and then she did leave and finally came back. But when she came back, somebody was breaking into the house and I got rid of them, but they broke her window and she was mad, so she smacked me with her tail and I fell over and I was like, well, ow. And I was staring at the ceiling because I was still trying not to look at her because I know she doesn't want people to know what she looks like. And then she got into her little Mario Kart truck because I know she says she has a big truck. But where I'm from, if you have a big truck, you're compensating for something. That's all I have to say. And she got in her little Mario Kart truck and drove away. But I know that I just spent 12 hours modding her stream previously. So maybe that's it. Maybe I'm just losing my mind.
Probably so. All right. Explain right here, this tweet right here, that said, I have this framed so the world knows he admitted I was right.
Is it the one with the picture that I think it does?
Yeah, it's that one.
So we were talking about Resident Evil 7, and he's been trying to get me to play the Resi games.
Yeah.
And I refuse to play Resident Evil 7. And some people argue it's one of the best Resident Evils. I think it's the scariest. Because I had to mod somebody's stream when they were playing it, and just the idea that like wherever you go is not safe and you're constantly being chased and you cannot get away just like kind of makes me hyperventilate. And then I was like, and then they made him believe that they were eating her or that they fed her to him, and he was like, no, they weren't eating people. And I was like, mid, the whole 7th game is about people eating people. And he's like, nah, they're not real people. And I was like, yes, they are. And he looks it up and he's like, oh, wait, never mind, you're right. And I was like, I'm framing this. Mr. I know everything about the Resident Evil games. And he was wrong. And I was like, I'm framing this so you know that I am always right. I'm like 96% right most of the time. But now I have it framed forever. So the next time that he accuses me that I am wrong, I am right.
Well, you heard that there, Midnight. I guess you're wrong.
Always wrong. I mean, the first wrong thing is that he's British. Anyway.
Ooh. Didn't have to go that far.
I want to hear about that later.
One more tweet. You said, Astro Conversations with Reeve. Me. What are you doing? Me. Why are you attacking me? Me. What is happening? Me. Why are you biting my toes? Reeve laughs. Why not? A few minutes later, me. accidentally toots. Me. Oh my god. It sounds like a motor starting. I'm so sorry. Reeve. What the heck? Reeve. It's so stinky. Me. You can't even smell it. Reeve. There's a crack in the blanket. Opens the blanket more. Me. Why would you open it more? Reeve. It's so bad.
So, Reeve and I have a very special relationship.
I can tell.
You know, like those memes where it's like when you first start dating and like you won't even let each other know that you like even fart or that you go to the bathroom. You make like courtesy noises, and then it's like 2-3 years into the relationship and you're like, one of them's used like brushing your teeth or the other one's like using the bathroom, or one of you's like using the bathroom while the other one's showering, and they just don't care anymore. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've turned around and Reeves like half squatting with his butt poked out towards me and like straining, and then rips a fart just so it plays on my stream. Like, it's and he likes to fart, and then I don't know why he likes to smell it, but he does, and he lifts the blanket, and I'm like, why would you release it? Don't release it, just leave it in there.
Reeve. What the hell is wrong with you?
I thought maybe it's a guy thing, is it not?
No.
Okay. It's just a Reeve thing, I guess.
Yeah, it's just a Reeve thing, probably.
But we were just like laying on the bed, we were just relaxing, and I don't know. My mom likes to say it's like when you get a wild hair. Like, she's like, you get a wild hair up your butt. I don't really know why that came from, but my mom says basically it means like when you sit there and suddenly an idea pops in your head and you're just like, and I guess that's how that tweet started, because we were just sitting there and all of a sudden he just like looks at me and he does this grin, and I'm like, what are you doing? And then he gets closer, and I'm like, what are you doing? And then so that's kind of what was happening until he just bit my toe. No, I don't know. So that's why Zen accuses him of liking feet. He says he doesn't. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna let you be the decider. But we have a very special relationship. I think at Thanksgiving, I was laughing, and we were over at my parents, and I was laughing, and I accidentally tooted, and I was about to be embarrassed, and then he came up and farted too, and I was like, okay, so you're just doing it in solidarity, so I'm not embarrassed. So
I guess he was trying to save you from there. I guess.
So yeah, so I guess it's like one of those things, but they always say, you know, like, marry your best friend. So I guess that's what I'm doing.
Oh yeah. That's it for the tweets. So let's just keep going for the questions. And speaking of Reeve, how did you two get together? Because I know that I guess it was Reeve that started that. What was it? The Poggers DM thing. It was. So
I was seeing someone else for a while, but it wasn't going anywhere. So I had broken up with them, and he and I had like started hanging out. He used to send me pictures of big boob ladies from Azure Lane because the anime art was pretty, and so we would like bond over that. And then I don't know, we just started talking, and we started playing some video games together. And I noticed in some of the video games he would like stop. He was very aggressive and very like competitive video gamer, but in video games he would stop and he'd like come find me and like make sure I was okay, and like kind of being chivalrous, I guess, but like in the video game. And I was like, why is he doing this? And like Sally kept being like, I think he likes you, and I was like, you think? And then I don't know, I just started kind of having a crush on him. And then Sally literally wrote in my DMs that if I didn't tell him, she was going to kick my ass. So I messaged him that I liked him, and he sent me And I told him I'd broken up with someone. And as soon as I told him that I'd broken up with that person, he like got flirty but with Twitch emotes. And I didn't know what those meant, so I screenshot them and sent them to Sally, and I was like, what does this mean? And she was like, I actually don't know. So I was like, okay. So then I told him that I liked him, and he was like shy. Hold on.
Juno Buno.
Yes, Juno Buno, because speaking of Reeve, he's home. But yeah, so basically that's what happened, and then I told him, and he said that he sent me a murder crumpet blushing emote, and then didn't say anything for 30 minutes. Because he drove to work. So he left me in suspense for 30 minutes. And then he finally sent me back that he thought that I was pretty Liddy Epic Poggers too. And then we just started talking from there.
I'm guessing from the story I heard is just, if you want to get a girl, just use some Twitch emotes.
I guess if you want to pick up a girl, you just use some Twitch emotes.
In the communities that I've seen, in Zen's community, this is the first that ever happened. You and Reeve are going to get married really soon. Mm-hmm. And I'm really happy for you two.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Okay, but I don't know if you can tell this or not, but in the future, if you two were to have a child, I know that you'll let Zen pick a name for your child. What made you think, oh hey, let me just get Zen to name our child?
Well, she doesn't get to pick the first name.
I was about to say the first child?
No. She doesn't get to pick the first name either. She gets to pick the middle name. So we were trying to think of baby names, and we thought of some girl names, and we thought of some boy like first names, but we couldn't settle on a middle name that we thought sounded good. And at the time, Zen was talking about how like it made her cry, like she was so like honored that it was her that brought us together and everything. So we just kind of looked at each other and we were like, we can't decide, why don't we just let Zen pick? And then so we told her, and she like freaked out, and I think she cried a little. I think she'll take it seriously, to be honest, as you know. But I thought that might be something that she'd like, you know, like a little piece of her in somebody else. That I thought she'd appreciate that. So that's just kind of how we got there. Man, I really hope she doesn't like name our kid with the middle name Pepega, because that would suck. I'll probably intervene at that point. Sorry, no, not that one.
You're getting close to 2 years of streaming very soon. Mm-hmm. I know that you have a new model in the works. Will that model be the 2-year anniversary as a reveal?
No. Because my 2-year anniversary is actually at the end of this month of July. But it will be revealed in October. So it's kind of more of a, well, I guess when I got my PNG and really started like, I got my first new outfit with a PNG, it was in October. So October is kind of like a special month for me. So that'll be in October. But I did get an outfit for the wedding, and I got that the other day, so that might be revealed at the 2-year anniversary.
Can't wait for it.
The Patreon's already seen it. They were excited.
Nice, nice. If you can live in any anime or video game world, which one would it be?
Sailor Moon. I know that's weird, but I grew up with Sailor Moon, and I know I've seen every episode and every movie in every language. But I don't know if I'd want to be Sailor Moon. I might want to be like one of the other Sailor Scouts, but I would definitely want to be in that. Oh, you thought I was gonna say Kingdom Hearts, didn't you?
I kinda did. I'm not gonna lie.
There's art of me that Baguetto did where I'm in a Sailor Scout outfit.
Oh yeah, that one, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Sailor Moon.
Why did you start streaming?
I like playing video games, but I also like playing them with other people. And after my brother moved out, I also had grown up with, him around. And after he moved out, I didn't really have people to talk to. And I didn't have a lot of friends, and all my friends I did have were online. So like one of my friends started streaming and asked if we were cool being on it, and then I decided to try it myself, and I just liked talking to people. I've always liked talking to people, so that's kind of how it started. And I didn't think anything would happen, and in the beginning it was mostly PlayStation streams for 9 hours with no microphone, but people still watched, so it's kind of how that started.
What would you do different if you could start over?
Maybe I would have let myself find a house. You know, I focused more on getting the PC because I figured I'd stay in that condo forever. So probably I would have said, you know what, let me get my own little house and my own little space and then work on my computer setup because I'm a little cramped. But probably that, because I feel like if you've got a good space to work in, then you just produce better content.
Yeah, I gotta have to agree on that. The last question we have here is, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I'll probably have a little Reeve by then. a little baby electric or Reeve at that point. I hope to keep streaming. You know, I don't really see myself stopping. The thought of stopping makes me very sad. The thought of changing my IRL job makes me happier. So maybe I'll do like a what is that VTuber, Bo Sheep that has like the little for their kid that has like a small model for their kid. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Maybe we'll have a little baby. But I still see myself probably streaming in the next 5 years. Be nice to have our own place to spread out and everything. Maybe by then, with things being a little bit more stable, I want to be able to do some more sponsors and some more game like partnerships. I'd like to be able to go to a con and meet people. If I ever went to a con and people showed up to meet me, I'd probably cry. But like in a good way. But yeah, that's kind of the goal at this point. Just to be somebody that people look up to and be in a position to be able to do that.
Hell yeah. I just want to say thank you for doing this.
Thanks for inviting me, and I'm sorry for Juno barking in the middle of it.
No worries.
But you know, everybody says she's the real streamer, so.
So anyways, thank you guys for watching this podcast / interview thing. So please leave a comment down below who should I interview next. Until next time, adios.
Muchacho.